Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 46 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Today, of course, we're talking about confidence. We're focusing on confidence all this month. And this week, our emphasis is going to be confidence through competence. Why? Because the more competent we are, the more skills we have in an area, the more of an expert we know ourselves to be, the more confidently we show up in every area and aspect of our business. So how are we going to do this? This is a toughie for me. We are going to master one thing at a time. Why is this a toughie for me? Because I got one of those ADHD crazy gal brains that goes in 20 different directions, if not 200 different directions at one time. I'm going to share how I rein that in so that I can achieve and master better results, especially in the different business areas and aspects of my life. I also know that I need to let go of and not have control over everything. That was another one of those tough life skills I just had to learn because I tried to do it all myself and ended up in a very bad health situation, actually a not around situation. And so I had to just learn to let go of that, learn to delegate, learn to trust other people are more than capable, and they absolutely positively are, of rising to the occasion and doing the things, number one, that I'm not very good at, number two, that I don't like to do, and number three, that I should never have been doing in the first place. So we've all heard the discussion and the talk around, and I've shared this as an idiom in Supersize Your Business before. Jack of all trades, master of none. And we all know people like this. I suspect people would say, I am a little bit like this, which is not how I want to show up in the world. Because I want to be known for the things that I'm awesome at. I want to build on my zone of genius and spend most of my time and energy on those things because those are the things I'm curious about. Those are the things I love to do. Therefore, they're the things I am best at and best suited to work on in my business life and in my personal life as well, right? If I love time in nature, which I do, and I'm never allowed or I never give myself time to spend outdoors and in nature and getting fresh air, that's going to make me a very less happy person than I want to be. It's not going to be setting a good example for my family, those I love and care about, the people that I interact with, etc. So I'm going to lay aside my jack of all trades natural tendencies this week for sure and focus in on, I picked already, direct messaging. Why? Because it's on the edge of my comfort zone. I'm not comfortable doing it yet. And I know that I need to be reaching out to people to share my business, to share opportunities, and to get the word out. And if I'm not willing to do that because I'm afraid to do that, guess what? Nobody else is going to ever do business with me either. If I don't believe, I learned this in network marketing. If you don't believe, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. If you don't believe in your products and services, no one else is going to. I don't personally think it's possible to sell something that you haven't used and experienced and had a benefit from yourself. I'm sure salespeople would argue with me on that. I'm sure there's a lot of high ticket salespeople that have never used the product or service that they're selling. But I contend that if they had, they would get exponentially better results than they're getting right now. I would challenge any salespeople to test that theory out and then let me know how it works out. Deep competence, being an expert in something, helps us to be better in everything and everything that we want to do. It transfers, just like knowledge transfers from one industry to the next, skills transfer from one industry to the next. Our competence in one area, our expertise at one thing makes us, number one, know how to become an expert at something. Number two, it helps us to see things that other people don't even see because we've got that level of expertise where we can step back and say, okay, well, how do all these things interact? And how can I simplify that to get better results? And how can I teach other people to be masters of this particular skill if I know it will benefit our business? And then finally, focus on what we call your zone of genius. What do you, number one, love to do? I've got a graphic for this I should have pulled out. What do you love to do? What are you good at? And when you spend your time on that, do you lose track of time? Do you get incredible results? Do you do things that almost seem magical and miraculous to other people, but they just feel like flow and second nature to you? I just used the word flow. Anyway, what are we going to do with this today? I challenge you to pick one thing, one skill to go all in on, at least for the next 7 days. How do I get myself to do this? Number one, I decide what I'm going to go all in on. Guess what? We're all faced with infinite possibilities every single day. And I think that's part of why I am attracted to so many things and I try to do so many things simultaneously, is because I have a fear of missing out. Never heard of FOMO until I came on the internet. But it's a total and real thing for me. I'm afraid that if I don't jump on this bandwagon, I'm going to miss out. Everybody wants to be the early adopter. That probably came from network marketing thinking too, right? Get in fast, get in early, all that crazy stuff. So direct messaging is the thing that I'm choosing. It's the skill I'm going to go all in on and learn how to master and make it my own. Why? Because the only way we can master something is if we make it our own. We can learn what all kinds of other people are doing. We can model what they're doing. But until we actually take action and do it and make it our own, we're not going to get any results, right? It's like, remember the movie The Secret, where people would just sit on their couches and visualize what they wanted and think about it and make affirmations about it, yet they never got off their couch, so they never got the results that they were trying to manifest in the first place. I think that was one of the biggest messages from The Secret that was missing, is it's be, do, have, but be, do, have happens when you take inspired action. So it should have been a 4-step process instead of a 3-step process, in my humble opinion. All right, so what are we going to do today? We are going to pick one thing. We're going to share it in the comments below, and we're going to ask people in the community to hold us accountable to that. So I would please, like several people listening, to hold me accountable to doing DMs every single day this week. Every single day, starting today. I'm not going to say how many I have to do. I'm going to say I have to do at least 3. So if somebody wants to be my accountability partner on this, that would be awesome. To just message me and say, hey, Sharon, did you do your 3 DMs yet today? And I will say yes or no. And if I say no, guess what I'm going to do as soon as I say no? I'm going to go do them. All right. Some questions to think about. If you're having a hard time narrowing this down, how do I go about doing this? Number one, I already said, number one, I choose something, whatever it's going to be. And then I got on my DM tangent. Number 2, I decide. I make a conscious decision to say, I'm going to master this. I'm going to be great at this. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm going to bring it into my comfort zone as it's just part of who I am. It's just part of what I do. It's like my whole other list of things that I do every day. I just make it part of my daily routine. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to make a commitment to myself that I'm going to do it. Here's my thing. When I choose something and decide and commit to it, it's as good as done, because I'm not going to break my word to myself. I learned a long, long time ago through a lot of heartache that if you can lie to other people and fib to other people and give them excuses and stories, and a lot of the time they'll accept that, right? Because they're human and they're probably not doing all the things they say they're going to do either. But you can never lie to yourself. Every time we commit to something and tell ourselves we're going to do something and we don't do it, it chips away at our identity, our self-worth, our confidence. And I don't ever want that to happen. So if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And then I tell other people and ask them to hold me accountable, which I just did this whole process. And then I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it. So today, sometime, it's usually better if I schedule things like this that I'm doing that are new. But I have no idea. I have to look at what my schedule is and my commitments are today to know. Otherwise, I would say at time, I'd say at noon today, I'm going to do this. I don't think it's going to be noon. More like afternoon, for sure. Afternoon, for sure. All right. So what are some questions we can ask ourselves? Number 1, to pick a skill. What is the one skill that if I master it, I know that it'll make me feel unstoppable? It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe it's responding to emails in a timely fashion. Maybe it's just going through your inbox and prioritizing things. I do this every morning with notifications. Now, I won't look at those for probably another hour, but when I do, I go through, I respond to the things I need to respond to right now or that are a high priority for me, and everything else waits till later in the day when I have a chance, or 10 or 15 minutes here or there to get to it. And then ask yourself, where am I spreading myself too thin? Where am I committing too much? Where am I controlling too much in the business that really I don't need to? I need to step back and say, let it go, and then let people do their job and do the thing that they're part of the organization for. And then finally, who do I admire for their ability to master something, and what can I learn from them, right? What can I do? what would happen? What would be possible if I commit to mastering direct messaging for a year? I think I'd probably be one of the best direct messengers on the planet, right? Because almost nobody commits to mastering like an annual challenge, doing one thing every day, right? I guarantee if I personally write, and I'm not going to use AI, that's part of my aversion to direct messaging, is so much of it is ManyChat, bots, automations, and so impersonal that it's just a numbers game scraping for people. And I don't ever want to feel like I'm just a numbers game being scraped for any product or service. All right. That's all I've got today. Love to know your take on this topic. Love a couple of accountability partners to hold me accountable to doing the skill I'm going to master. You only have to hold me accountable for 7 days. You have to hold me accountable for the whole year. Let me know. Otherwise, go out, make it an awesome day. Hit me up if you've got questions, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.